live here to discuss Iran war situation, and we are showing you the social media footages and reports which can be unverified at times, and we provide analysis to over these unverified reports and visuals purely from educational and documentary point of view, strongly following the YouTube community guidelines. The news is that UN Rights Council demands reparations for Iran strikes on the Gulf countries. This is General Jim Mattis, and what he's saying is that hitting 15,000 targets without having further plans. General Jim Mattis says that hitting 15,000 targets without having further plans and asking for unconditional surrender from Iran is delusional, absolute delusional. Big statement from General Jim Mattis. He said that bombing 15,000 locations and asking Iran to surrender unconditionally, and this is and without having further plans is absolutely delusional. General Jim Mattis makes a bold statement criticizing Trump administration, says that bombing 15,000 locations in Iran without having plans, and without having plans, further plans, asking Iranian regime to surrender unconditionally without having plans is nothing but delusional, absolute delusional. This was the statement from General Jim Mattis, and we are showing you, providing you analysis over these visuals. General Jim Mattis says that General Jim Mattis says that without having plans and asking Iran to surrender without having further plans and surrender that too unconditionally without having further plans is absolute delusional. General Jim Mattis criticizes the Trump administration. Iran has laid out 5 conditions, 4 to 5 main conditions. Iran has said that in order for the negotiations, Iran has laid out 5 conditions in order for negotiations, and those conditions, we are telling you those conditions, and those conditions include: number 1, the US should pay for the damages they have done to Iranian infrastructure, and the US should pay for the damages they have done to Iranian civilian infrastructure. The other conditions are that US should recognize Iran's legal rights and international rights, and there should be no future act of aggression on Iran and on its proxies and allies as well. And the US is also Iran has also said that the US should recognize the control of Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz, and should allow Iran to continue with its missile program. So these are basically the conditions which Iran has laid out if US wants negotiations. Let me repeat for those joining now, what are the conditions which Iran has laid out for negotiations? And these conditions are: number 1, US should pay for the damage they have done to Iranian civilian infrastructure and power plants and oil fields and etc.
And U.S. should also recognize Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, and the international community, including U.S. and Israel, should allow Iran to continue with its missile program. And U.S. should there should be no future act of aggression on Iran as well as its allies. With its allies, Iran means the Hezbollah, Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and Houthis in Yemen, and the PMF in Iraq. So these are the conditions laid by Iran for negotiations to start. Whereas President Trump and the U.S. is reportedly the conditions laid down by the U.S. are that Iran must halt its nuclear program, Iran must halt its missile program, Iran should open the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran should curb and should stay away and shouldn't support its allies, including Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, and PMF. So these are the conditions from both sides. The conditions from both sides we have told you, and seeing the conditions from both sides, it looks like the negotiations would certainly fail, and or both sides would have to surrender some of their demands in order to reach a logical and conclusion and a ceasefire. So these are the visuals when Israel and US bombed the military facilities of Iran. These are the visuals when Iran military facilities and the industries were bombed by Israel and the US. The military facilities and industries of Iran were bombed by US, possibly by B-52 and B-2 bombers. The visuals we are showing you is heavy bombing by US and Israel on Iranian military facilities and military industries. Israel strikes key Iranian targets in Tehran. You can see here key Iranian sites targeted by Israel. These are key Iranian targets by Israel on Iran. Kuwait said it shot down multiple Iranian drones, but one hit a fuel tank at Kuwait International Airport, sparking a fire. These visuals courtesy from Sky News. Kuwait has said that they have shot down multiple Iranian drones over. They have shot down multiple Iranian drones over multiple Iranian drones, and but one of the Iranian drones managed to make an impact to a fuel tank at Kuwait International Airport, sparking a fire. These are the visuals courtesy Sky News. These are the visuals when one of the Iranian drone managed to make an impact in one of the fuel tanks at the airport, Kuwait Airport, courtesy Sky News. Now, the war has in its 26th day, and the war has entered in its 26th day, and still we have and both sides are bombing each other, and there are countries which are trying to mediate between US and Iran. The countries include Turkey, and countries include Egypt and Pakistan. These countries are trying to mediate between and trying to mediate between the U.S. and Iran, and to reach a ceasefire and for the starting of the negotiations. And for the negotiations, we have told you that both sides are working on some conditions. If the negotiations start, both sides have their own conditions, and we let me tell you the conditions which both sides are having. They would likely put these conditions if once the negotiation starts, and these conditions include, from Iranian point of view, that these conditions include the U.S. should pay for the damage they have done to the civilian infrastructure of Iran. U.S. should recognize the control of Iran over the Strait of Hormuz, and U.S. should not, and internationally, U.S. and Israel should not attack Iran, as well as its allies, meaning thereby Hamas, Hezbollah, Yemen, houses in Yemen, and PMF in Iraq, and there should be international guarantees that this war should be stopped, and no future act of aggression would be against these countries. The conditions from Iranian sides are from US sides are that Iran should halt its nuclear and missile program, and Iran should open the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran should stop supporting its proxies and its allies in the Middle East. These are the conditions from both sides. Please do subscribe the channel and like the video as well, and share your thoughts with us, and we will be responding to your questions and we will answer your questions as well. Please do subscribe the channel and like the video as well. We are showing you the visuals which can be verified at times. We strongly follow the YouTube community guidelines, and we are providing analysis purely from educational and documentary point of view. US is planning to send 3,000 of its troops to the Middle East. US is planning to send its 3,000 of troops towards Middle East during this ongoing conflict. And despite the talks of negotiations, we are hearing the bombing from both sides continues, and the war has entered in its 26th day, and still the bombing is continued. And alongside the civilian military infrastructure, the civilian infrastructure is also being targeted now. These are the headquarters of PMF was struck. The headquarters of Iraq's Popular Mobilization Forces was struck by airstrikes. This PMF, Popular Mobilization Force, is Iranian allies, and their headquarters have been struck. We are showing you these visuals, and please do subscribe the channel and like the video as well. Heavy strikes in Isfahan, Iran. Look at these visuals. These are the visuals from the war has entered in its 26th day. Now the civilian infrastructures are also being targeted by both sides alongside the military infrastructures. The civilian infrastructures include Iranian oil facilities, gas facilities, and Iranian powerhouses as well. On the other hand, Iran also targeted Kuwait's oil facilities and UAE's Fujairah oil facility, and Iran has also struck Haifa's oil facility in Israel. Israel said that no significant impact was made. Iran also struck today one of the electric powerhouses as well, which Israel also denied And today, this again that no casualties were reported. Israel says denies any casualties, and Israel says that no significant damage was done to both even Haifa oil facility as well as the electric facility in powerhouse in Israel. No significant impact was made by Iranian attacks there. This was the claim of Israel. So these were some of, and alongside it, Qatar's. How can we forget Qatar's oil facility? 17% of it is damaged, and it would require 5 years by Qatar to build that oil facility again. And so these were the some of the civilian infrastructures mentioned that were targeted from both sides. We have mentioned those civilian infrastructures. Now let's look at some more visuals. These are the visuals from northern Iran. Israeli and USA strikes on northern Iran. These are Israeli airstrikes on northern Iran. A drone struck to Lebanese village. The Strait of Hormuz is closed even though the war entered its 26th day, and President Trump has given ultimatum to Iran that Iran should open the Strait of Hormuz by the end of this Friday. And if Iran doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz, then US will be bombing the power plants in Iran as well. President Trump said this, and to which Iranian spokesperson replied that they aren't intimidated by U.S. threats, and they want to open the Strait of Hormuz. These are the visuals when Iran's Shahed drones are being launched. Iranian Shahed drone is a $20,000 to $30,000 drone, and it is pre-programmed drone, and now it runs on motorcycle engines. Iranian Shahed drone runs on motorcycle engines, and it is a pre-programmed drone. And these are some of the visuals. These are the visuals when Iranian drones were being launched towards multiple targets in the Gulf and towards Israel as well. These drones have managed to take out big targets as well. These drones took out $1 billion early warning radar system of US that was deployed in Qatar. In the early days of the war, this drone took out that early warning radar system. That was a huge success. Iran says that it has also targeted F-35 of US Air Force. US does admit that F-35 is kind of a little damaged, but doesn't say that Iran did manage to attack that, and it is because of US denies that it is due to the Iranian attack, but Iran claims that they have attacked the F-35 and damaged it. With these things, the US has opened an inquiry to see how is it possible that a fifth generation stealth fighter jet can be hit. That fighter jet is literally invisible to a radar, and how can Iran manage to hit that stealth fighter jet? Investigations have been opened, and the US is looking into the cause of that F-35 being damaged. And General Jim Mattis has said that striking Iran at multi-target targets without having a proper plan, asking Iran to surrender unconditionally without having proper plans is absolutely delusional. This was the statement from General Jim Mattis. And we are showing you the visuals when a drone targeted a fuel tank at Kuwait's international airport, targeting a fire, initiating a fire. These are the visuals, latest visuals when Kuwait's oil facility, no, not an oil facility, sorry, Kuwait, an oil tanker in Kuwait airport was targeted. A fuel tank, basically, at Kuwait International Airport was targeted, resulting in fire in Kuwait International Airport. These are the visuals we are showing you when a drone strike took place, and most of the drones were intercepted, as told by Kuwait's information ministry, and Kuwait's information confirmed that one of the drones managed to make an impact in a fuel tank at international airport, sparking a fire. These are the visuals from Kuwait airport after a drone struck fuel tank at the airport. Israeli Air Force just struck a gas station in southern Lebanon. These are the visuals from there when Israeli Air Force has just struck a gas station in Lebanon. Please do subscribe the channel and like the video as well, and share your thoughts in the comments as well. These are the visuals when destruction of fuel depots in Tehran, Iranian city of Zinjan, destruction of solid fuel depots in Iran by Israeli bombing, and Israel has carried out multiple attacks in Tehran and multiple cities of Iran. Israel and US have clear air superiority over Iran. Israel and US have clear air superiority over Iran, but Iran on the other side has these missiles and the drones which Iran is using to target Israel as well as US bases in the Gulf. Iran has multiple missiles, Khurramshar missiles, which can carry up to 80 warheads, and the Sajil missile, which is a solid fuel missile that is harder to intercept. And Iran also has Fateh missiles and Khyber missiles. Iran has hypersonic missiles, which make it difficult for the interceptors to intercept these hypersonic missiles traveling at multiple speeds of the sound. So please do subscribe the channel and like the videos as well. Subscribe to the channel. Israel has multiple layer of air defense system. Israel has Arrow 1, Arrow 2 system, air defense system. Israel has THAAD defense system, Patriot defense system, Iron Dome defense system, David Sling system, and Israel also has Arrow 3 defense system. These are multiple defense system which Israel possesses, due to which Israel manages to take out multiple incoming Iranian drones and missiles and Hezbollah's rockets as well. The Iron Dome is specifically for short-range rockets and missiles. Iron Dome is specialized in taking out and intercepting incoming rockets from a short distance with 90% accuracy. And this is to clear you that most of the people think that Israel has only Iron Dome, and Iron Dome is intercepting every kind of rockets and missiles and drones and ballistic missiles. No, this is not true. Israel has multiple layered air defense systems. Israel has Arrow 1, Arrow 2, Arrow 3, David Sling, Patriot, THAAD, and Iron Dome. The Iron Dome is specialized for intercepting the short-range incoming rockets and missiles. Iron Dome intercepts these kind of short-range rockets and missiles. whereas long-range ballistic missiles and their warheads are intercepted by David Sling and Arrow 3 systems. The long-range ballistic missiles are intercepted by Iranian long-range ballistic missiles are intercepted by Arrow 3 and David Sling, whereas the short-range rockets are intercepted by Iron Dome. This is Iranian missile making impacts. Iranian missiles making impact. Please do subscribe the channel and like the video as well and share your thoughts with us. There were reports that Iran has dug tunnels several kilometers deep below the surface of the earth and several kilometers deep in the earth. In the surface in the earth, and these tunnels are then covered, their entrances are closed, and these tunnels are places where Iran has hidden its uranium. The satellite images do confirm and do allegedly state that it can be seen that we'll show you some visuals of that tunnels and the satellite images of those tunnels once we have those images as well. And those tunnels are several kilometers deep, and those tunnels are then closed. Their entrances have been closed, and it is believed that in those tunnels Iran has hidden its uranium. There is 60% enriched uranium Iran has hidden in there. Iran has hid its uranium in underground tunnels, and it is now difficult for US as well to take out that uranium because US doesn't have that much powerful bunker buster bombs which can penetrate deep up to that much kilometers. So taking out uranium by bunker buster bombs is not likely possible because of the tunnels that run several kilometers deep in the earth. And on the other hand, now 60% enriched uranium is safe with Iran, and the only way to take out this is by ground invasion. And for ground invasion, that is not easy because US would be requiring about 500,000 to 1 million soldiers on ground, and US would have to fight the IRGC, which is 1 million strong and which has practiced and which are professional in guerrilla tactics as well. And the rough terrain makes it difficult for US troops for the ground invasion. And moreover, US is already spending $1 billion approximately a day, and US already spent $25 to $26 billion on this war. And for ground invasion, the US would be needing huge amount of money, and for the sustaining and maintaining of that force, US would be needing a great amount of money. So that is on the cards of the US now, but still it is a very difficult choice for US to make. So this is it for now, and we will be live again in some times. And till then, it's goodbye from us. And once we have more news, we will share with you more news once we have them, and we will provide you our analysis as well on them. These were unverified reports from and visuals from social media, and we analyze them purely from educational and documentary point of view, strongly following the YouTube community guidelines. This is it for now, and we will join you some other time once we have more news for analysis. Please do subscribe before leaving. Do subscribe the channel and like the video as well, and share your thoughts as well. Take care of yourselves.